sorry for disappearing most of last week, but when it comes down to sitting through a fic versus reading, doing Christmassy stuff with the family, family tends to win out. So, let us continue on with that Nightmare Night and Nights fix that you guys don't care about. You guys probably have stopped caring about it, though, right around when Flash rebirthed. And are probably wondering, why haven't I done any Marvel stories on this show? I mean, especially considering what's coming out soon. And yes, I am looking forward to it, and I'm planning on reading it. And I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to love it. But don't worry, I've got some Marvel stories just for the occasion. But first, let us have some fun. So, we go back to the palace. It's Celestia's walking with the two changeling parents of Flitter, as we discovered that, yes, Flitter is in fact a changeling. And it's here that we discovered that Reality Check really has a thing against Brony lore. He really has a thing against Fanon. I mean, a lot against Fanon. I'm surprised thinking it's actually related to Derpy at this point. I really am. As he says that changeling families don't have to steal love. They just need to share it, and Queen Chrysalis is just a rogue element who decided to enlist a rebellion and has kidnapped several soldiers. Which means it's time again for... We appreciate it in a Fanon, but when it's in the show, we hate it. Fanon. Changelings don't have to share love. Yee! Canon. Boo! Fanon. Changelings don't have to worry about stealing love. Yee! Canon. Boo! Don't you love it? I guess their biggest problem is that all the changelings end up looking like Mothra. I say, who cares? It's just a design choice. It's just aesthetic. Who cares? If anything, some of them make me think of the changed form of Penny from the world of Gumball, so, We also get one of those annoying questions I have from the whole changeling invasion. One that was kind of brought up by our analysis. Wait, how can Chrysalis possibly suck love if she invades Canterlot? Won't they be filled with anger and rage and fear? How can you steal love from that? Very simple, my idiot. Which you are. I'm not going to mince words, you're an idiot. But here's how. Remember earlier in the first episode of the two-parter, we see that Chrysalis is able to manipulate minds. Calm the angry shining armor down, make him feel comforting, make him feel calmer. That's how. We see that the changelings are able to imprison you in cocoons and are able to slime you up. So, wouldn't it make sense that all a changeling has to do to zap love out of you is to bottle you up in a cocoon, alien style, of course, and then apply a little magic, a little mental magic, and then boom! And they'll try to say, I'll resist. No, you wouldn't. It would all depend on, one, your will and your frame of mind. And I'm guaranteeing you that if you were stuck on an almost impossible to break cocoon for hours and hours on end, you're going to be sleep deprived long enough that it's going to hit you like a truck. And then, poof. Not to mention, you don't even have to mess with the mind. There are different ways that the human body can calm itself down. Just hit the old brain and get some endorphins going, and suddenly you're relaxed. You're chilled out, man. Drugs. Oh, so many ways to induce a hallucinatory state where You're not trapped. You're on the Bahamas with the hottest girl in town. See, it's that easy. Why is filling in plot holes so hard for some people? I mean, come on! Do the writers really have to hold everybody's hands? Seriously? It's like, I don't understand this. Take a few minutes to think. So Reality Check continues to try to fix things up with fanon that really makes no sense when you take 5 seconds to think about it. And it sounds more like he's trying to fix things that don't really need to be fixed. And continue to look on for Flitter. Nix has a conversation with Spell Nexus, and Flitter catches on to the cult plot that, quite frankly, didn't really need to be there. It doesn't. It's unnecessary. The story should be about Nix having her first nightmare night, having fun with her friends, and that's it. Maybe a little misadventure here and there. But this whole entire damn thing with the cultist and the real story with Nightmare Night adds complications that really don't need to be in that story. There's some chase scenes and Nix gets caught by the cultist, but as I said, it doesn't really do anything for the plot. Instead, let's get Christmassy, shall we? I know with all the abundance of DC stories I've been doing, you're probably wondering, am I ever going to do some Marvel stuff? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. As I present to you, Marvel Holiday Special. Let's grab some stories, shall we? As a side note, this holiday special is one of those first comics I ever remember being read to when I was a little kid, when I was 7. It's one of my personal happiest memories because I remember my mom would sit me down and actually read this thing to me. So, with that pleasant memory out of the way, let's have some fun. This story is called The Big Christmas Blackout. Spider-Man swings through the air, the snowy winter falling all around him. I promised I'd meet MJ in time to see the light at Rockefeller Center. Oh, I hope she didn't get there first. She hates it when I'm late. Spidey lands on the side of a wall of a building and sees MJ standing underneath a lamppost. Uh-oh, there she is. Looks like trouble for one little web slinger. Hi, honey. Hope you haven't been waiting long. Let me put it this way. It's lucky my watch has a 1-year battery. I suppose you were busy saving the world somewhere. Quickly, Spider-Man chases into Peter Parker, his coat over his outfit. Actually, a cop stopped me for J-swinging. If I wanted a stand-up comic, I've married one. Look, they're getting ready to light the tree. A sudden hush falls over the crowd as it waits for America's most famous Christmas tree to burst into a glorious blaze of light. See that star there across the top of the tree? It's the world's biggest Christmas ornament. At last, the magic moment soon arrives. And in a flash, the Christmas tree lights up. It's lit! I've never seen anything so glorious. But seconds later, disaster. In a flash, the Christmas tree turns off. What happened? Everything's gone dark! All the lights are out. The tree, buildings, street lamps. There's gotta be a reason. Maybe it's a short circuit. Impossible. All the wiring's been tested by experts. What could have caused it? A blinding spark illumes a nearby rooftop. The city is about to learn out the answer. And they all turn, look on top of the building, and there, wearing his Starfist mask, is the one, the only, Electro. Look, up there! It's Electro, master of all electricity! I thought he was only a legend. No, he really exists, and he's here! Lightning crackles, and electricity shocks all across Electro's body.
Heed my warning, New York. This is a small simple neighborhood blackout. It's but a sample of what I can do. Ha! I will plunge the entire city into darkness. A darkness that will never end unless I am paid $1 million.
Can you tell I love Electro? You guys think I'm just boisterous. Wait until you see me do Mysterio.
There'll be no holiday, no joy, nothing unless you obey my command.
Peter, wait! MJ says as he watches Peter Parker race up inside a wall, getting into his costume, throwing away all that remains of Peter Parker, and replaced it with Spider-Man. What a killjoy. He and the Grinch would make a great team. Hang loose, Sonny. This shouldn't take long. Peter Q. Parker, come back here. You gotta leave something for the police to do. Hey, they earn their pay, but supervillains are my department. I still say... Whatever MJ is about to say is quickly obscured by the throwaway of Pierce's jacket. Uh-oh, now I did it. Fighting Electro will be incensed compared to facing MJ later.
Just in case anyone thinks I'm bluffing, I'll give you another taste of Electro's matchless power!
Electro begins to crackle lightning all across, lighting up the sky. Hey, Fenderhead! Not even a 1950s comic book villain would sound as corny as you. Who said that? Well, it wasn't Irving Verbus. Spider-Man! I'm glad you remembered the hyphen. Most people leave it out. Hey, Peter, leave the fourth wall breaking to Deadpool, will ya? You know, something's always puzzled me. Are you AC or DC? In response, Electro throws a lightning bolt Spider-Man's way. Well, maybe I should have asked. Electro blasted the whole center of the building. Run, you snivelly fool! At last, you see you are no match for Electro! Who's running? I just want to get a dictionary so I can see what snivel means. Spider-Man quickly throws out a web light and swings off the building. When you return, you'll learn what power means. The power of Electro! Electro looks down to see the screaming panic. He's gone, and with all his funny braggadocio, he was merely playing to the crowd. Look at him down there, fearful and helpless, just like the vanquished web swinger. Little does Electro know, Spider-Man did not run. He merely hid inside the tree, thinking of a plan. Well, I've given him enough time to hype himself with an overdose of confidence. So, guess the next move is up to me. Jeez, I can't feel it to give up. It would save so much time and trouble. My patience grows short. If the money isn't paid to me soon, I'll give it a demonstration of power such as they have never known. Lightning crackles from Electro's fist. With the electrical energy of but the one finger, I can bring all of New York to its knees. You don't need electrical energy. You just keep talking. You'll bore them to death. You! Here, Spider-Man starts grabbing several of the giant ornaments and with his super strength starts throwing them at Electro. Here, maybe this'll give you some holiday spirit. You expect me to stop me with tree ornaments? Had no choice. They were all out green cards. No, Donnie, he's really mad. You sealed your doom, Walt Caller. Electro fires another lightning bolt, and Spider-Man dodges. Wherever you go, I'll find and destroy you. In that case, why go anywhere? Your strength, your speed are nothing compared to the madness power of electricity. Spider-Man pops up from the side of the building, knocking Electro into the chest's face. Electro regains his footing and sends another shocking wave of light teeing up Spider-Man, which he swiftly dives out of the way. Hey, that's some little servant. Who writes your material, Darth Vader? Take this, you corny costume clown! I'm ending your career right now! Aww, not yet, Sparky. I'm too old to learn a new trade, and too young for Medicare. Once again, he dozens out of the way of Electro, thinking of a plan on his feet. This is the end. I'm harnessing all of my energy into one sense-satisfying thrust. Me? I'm more low-key. I'll just whip a little strand of webbing.
You fool! What can your puny webbing do it against the living dynamo of death?
We'll find out, won't we?
The star! I whipped it! Just as he's unleashing his greatest power bolt. My timing's gotta be perfect!
We'll get a second chance. Deftly, Spider-Man pulls the star off to the tree and uses it as an impromptu seal to block out incoming lightning bolt. You know, I do hope you people out there who are listening to this, who complain about the jokes and the one-liners and the snark on Marvel films, will see for yourself that making fun of your villains is a Marvel pastime. They always do it. Alright, the whole idea that Marvel wouldn't quip or make fun of their villains, that was a 90s idea. Deal with it. I did it. The giant star caught a surge of power and reflected it back out. He was snapped by his own super voltage. Not even Electro could handle such a blast. When he wakes up, the law will take care of him. As for you, little star sweetie, let's put you right back where you belong. And what better season could there be for a nice old-fashioned, heartwarming happy ending? Now back in civilian clothes, Peter spends time with his wife. Well, honey, Electro's been defeated and the lights are on again. So tell me you're not angry anymore. Of course I'm not, Peony. How can I be angry at the man who'll take me Christmas shopping? Shopping? Did I say something wrong? No, I was just hoping another villain would turn up. Like, fast.
Hey, what's that note pinned to Electro?
Aye, that says, Happy Holidays from your favorite neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, this tale features a guy I feel like it was poorly used in the MCU, Doc Sampson. In a story that, I'm serious, helps me understand what Hanukkah is. We call it Revisionist History by Peter David. Wow, that's interesting. And based on an incident from his Hebrew school day. Oh my god, you mean this actually happened? This really happened? Oh, I'm gonna love this. Children, this is Dr. Leonard Sampson. I was his teacher here at Festinus when he was a little boy. Hi, kids. And as a special treat, Leonard has come by to tell you all the story of Hanukkah, so I want you all to pay close attention. Thanks, Miss Klein. Kids, if you have any questions, just ask. Wow, that was fast. Doc Sampson takes a seat. It sees a young boy raising his hand. Why is your hair green? It just is. Now, a long time... Did you fight the Hulk? Yes. I fought the Hulk. Now, a long time ago... I bet the Hulk kicked your butt! The kid with freckles and a gap in his teeth can't help but smile at the thought. Nathan, that's quite enough. I'm sorry, Leonard, but these elf cats can get a little rowdy sometimes. Please continue. Thank you, Mrs. Klein. Now, a long time ago, many, many centuries. What's a century? It's 100 years. So, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Were there people in? A nerdy kid with glasses asked. Yes, there were people. Did they have cable TV? No, they didn't have cable TV. Then how did they watch TV? Ellie, all of you, hush! You're annoying Dr. Sampson. A long time ago, there was a group of Jews in a place called Judea, and they were called the Maccabees. And their leader was named Judah the Maccabee. Aren't Maccabees little cookies? No, those are macaroons. The Maccabees were mostly soldiers. Did they have guns? No, they had... If they didn't have guns, they weren't soldiers. Soldiers, alright! They had guns! Big guns! Guns... I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to corpse. So the first image, as Doc Sampson's talking, shows a typical Judean soldier dressed in metal garb.
a broad-sworded hand, wearing a long metal skirt with greaves. However, Sampson, tugging at his collar, continues, "Guns that could knock out buildings!" The Judean soldier was now dressed in heavy metal armor, with huge belts of bullets wrapped around his shoulders and broad chest. In one of his hands, he's got a small minigun, and the other, a bigger gun. On his thigh, he's got a holster, a smaller gun. On the other hand, he's got a shotgun. On his left thigh, he's got a Uzi. I bet he's got a couple of guns in his pockets. He looks like 90s kid's wet dream. Dude, you know what would make the story of Hanukkah better? More guns! Will somebody please send this issue to Lake Kara? Please? I know he sometimes does good comics. Will somebody please have a fit review this? I want to see 90s kids' reaction to this. Thank you. What? The teacher asks in total shock. Look, I just want to get through the story once. Okay, Miss Klein? All right, Leonard. The Maccabees were oppressed by a bad guy from a place called Syria. His name was Antiochus IV. And sitting on his throne is Antiochus. His hair shaved as he stares from his throne. This is boring. How come we don't have a Santa Claus? Was this anti-guy like Dr. Doom? Did he have evil hordes like the Shredder on TV? The kid with freckles asks. Well, yes! He didn't look like Dr. Doom, actually. Suddenly, Antiochus changes to Ultron, sitting on a stone throne. Behind him, the hordes of hell raging. Who wants to see this? Actually, he was an evil robot. He was Antiochus IV because there were 3 before him, but he was the worst. The teacher looks on it utter horror. Oh, and to answer Lake Kara's question, this book does in fact show that there is Venom figures in the Marvel Universe. Because let's not forget, in the Marvel Universe, they have classic comics based off of the superheroes. They also have action figures based off of them. Hey, the Marvel populace don't always hate their heroes, believe it or not. They actually do respect them. It's just that bad writers tend to forget and want to change that just to make things more dramatic. I think this is more fun. He had huge, ugly creatures called from the pits of heck, and he said, "Go, my evil creatures from heck. Go and destroy the Jews and all of Judea!" And so thus did the evil armies proceed to march upon the stone city of Judea, teeth gnarling, grasping as they proceed to march. Cool! Like, Judea wasn't some boring old city, was it? Of course not! It looked like, Krypton! And so did the stone statue city suddenly turn to Krypton. With all the fancy cities, pyramids, and highly technological advanced stuff you could imagine. And the Maccabees came charging forward to meet the hordes of Antiochus IV. And of course, the Judean soldiers, all wielding guns, race forth. Was Captain America there? And Wolverine? Sure, why not? Cap, Wolverine, the Hulk, lots of guys. Isn't this exciting? And yes, standing there are Captain America, Wolverine, the Hulk. This is starting to sound like something I would write. Yeah, is this the part of Goliath? He says, as images of Wolverine, Captain America, and Hulk proceed to face off against the demonic hordes. Suddenly, Goliath, the superhero, not the mythological figure, steps out, walking, stopping towards them. Right, Goliath the giant, but Captain America hit him in the forehead with a shield and knocked him out cold. The shield knocks Goliath out. I thought it was David, and he hit him with a rock. That was a Goliath clone. At any rate, they defeated the evil Antiochus, and
How did they beat him, Mr. Sampson?
they, nuked him. Boom! And thus, Ultron was nuked.
Of course, anybody who's actually read his Marvel lore knows that that's impossible because of many different reasons, and you people don't care. You're probably rolling on the floor laughing at this joke.
After he was nuked, they took back their temple, and it was filled with idols.
And slowly they step into the idol-filled temple.
My dad says his idol's Elvis.
Right, it was filled with statues and pictures of Elvis!
And thus the light rings up, and there, inside the room, is the king.
Oh, a picture of Elvis sits in the back, with gold records, platinum records, you name it! And so, they cleaned out the idols. They went to height the holy lamp, but discovered there was only enough oil to lamp the light for one day.
Hulk stares with his head down, looking at the now unlit lamp, as does Captain America, pondering a thought.
Logan holds up
1030 oil as they look at a desk lamp, trying to figure out what to do.
I thought you put oil in cars, not lamps. Why didn't they just plug the lamp in?
It was a really old lamp. It didn't have a cord or anything. And so, they only had enough oil to lamp the light for one day.
However, before they could pour into 10W30 motor oil, another kid responds,
Why didn't they just use batteries? Those keep going and going and going.
The Energizer Bunny walks by. However, the Energizer Bunny is soon crushed by the Hulk's foot.
They were out of batteries. So, they poured the oil in a lamp, and lo and behold, a miracle occurred. Instead of just one day, the lamp burned for 8 whole days.
And thus they were amazed as the lamp burned brightly.
I don't think it was a miracle. I bet the Human Torch was hiding under the flame and made the flame go.
And thus do we see Johnny Storm sitting right next to the lamp, lighting it up.
Not only that, but I bet the Human Torch was responsible for the burning bush. And you know what else?
Enraged, Doc Sampson looks straight at the kid and gives him a rightful talking to. Look, kid, the Jews beat the Syrians. They cleaned out the temple. They found the lamp. Only enough oil to burn for one day. It burned for 8. Got it?
Got it.
Good!
But what about Santa Claus? You didn't tell us.
And thus did the image of Santa Claus appear in all the kids' heads.
What happened to him?
Antiochus got him.
And thus, in the children's minds, an Acme brand anvil slams down on Santa Claus, killing him.
Hey, look, kids. Come on. I was only joking.
The kids are standing in shock, unable to figure out what just happened to the beloved Santa. They did do the only thing kids could do. Cry!
Ding. Let me guess. No schooling at Tallahassee, right, Leonard? Look, I'm sorry. They riled me. They... Just go! Does that mean you don't want me to come back and tell them about Passover? Slam! I said go!
You know, this story does make one think, though. With the fact that all the pantheons exist in the Marvel Universe, how do some of the other kids who sit down in Catholic school or Christian school or in the Jewish community, how did they sit down and learn about, you know, Christianity and such? I can only imagine that, and this is also true for the DC universe, because remember, the Greek gods exist, as do the Egyptian gods. I can imagine they learn, but you probably do have a bunch of kids who make comments or ask questions like that, or even make comparisons like,
I bet Wonder Woman was there to help out Sampson when he thought he was getting seduced by Delilah.
Think about it, won't you?
And now, for a story of a little lamb. As he's being wrapped up by a pair of fingers. Can't believe I've finally been bought. After 33 years in that antique shop, with that neat old blind man, listening to his sons describe the paintings he was selling so he could fix a price. And me, after all these years, I finally find out what it costs. I wonder, will I miss them? The boy was staring into the pictures with his moon face, like he was in a trance, and finally said, a dark forest, dense and sad, eyes 3 angels, no faces. What are you doing, the old man would croak at him. The moonface would answer, nothing much. Then as the boy grew and began to get sick of his life, he began to lie to the old man. It's a dirty pain, he'd say. The angels are lifting their skirts. The old man would swear revenge on the antique dealer, and would trick a blind man by selling him a blasphemous painting. The boy lied, the more the man trusted his word. Here I am, born again at 33, a new life. No small spring lamb. My world is small as the curious shop walls. Maybe I'll get to see something big. The man who bought me wraps me up with such sensitive fingers. Gee, just as I was getting used to his gentle touch. Realized it must be a present for someone. Only one reason to wrap me up. Wonder who I'm for. Slowly, the blind man begins to put on his outfit. Red gloves, a red hood. Soon, the man that was binding him up swings out. His name is Daredevil. Wow, this guy can fly. I'm upside down. I feel his muscles tense to release. I can feel his blood pumping. He likes this. Yeah, he's happy now.
Christmas always makes me think of the kids. Even I used to have a few of them. I used to send them a card if I had a pen.
Better get Harvey something nice for Christmas. Otherwise he'll suspect I don't love him and cheat on him. Don't want to get suspicious right before me and Jack find a chance to shoot the fat lug.
I'll start my diet right after the 25th. No, after New Year's. I hope Sissy gets me that new fly swatter. Oh, wind sure is picking up. No, that's not no wind. That's the back drift. The Daredevil. Oh yeah, remember he gets depressed on Christmas. Well, you should look around, man.
This is heaven.
Matt Murlock then proceeds to leap from flagpole to flagpole, using it as a springboard.
This is the best. I can feel his joy. What a lucky man to be so happy.
If one more person bumps into me or steps on me again, I'll swear I'll kick him.
My lord, he's heading towards the church. But I haven't been to a church since... Yes, that little girl stuffing in your pocket. Let's see, that would be the early 50s. Right now, I could bear confessing right now. I've been out too much. Except eavesdropping and murderous thoughts. Bit of a sloth, I guess.
Matt lands on the side of the church, eavesdropping.
And he's just taking a rest. Oh, there's a shadow on the wall. Horns! I didn't notice it before. Who is this guy? He's tense now.
Matt crouches.
Feels his head straining. Oh, I know that pose. He's eavesdropping. Someone in the church. Hello, Maggie. Merry Christmas, dear. Is something troubling you? I wonder. I didn't see the father I'd like to it. Of course, he'd be happy to get him. He'll be happy to hear a confession. Bless you, Maggie.
This is Maggie Murdoch, Matthew's mother, who gave him up a long, long time ago.
I adore Vicarious Joy. His whole body just relaxed. Whoever's voice that was, he loves her. That's all we're off? I just needed to hear her voice. What kind of a man am I traveling with?
Almost as the flying, Daredevil leaps from rooftop to rooftop, making his way through.
Hey, Pops, slow down. Just handle your kiss, gentle like. No, I won't. Okay, I'll offer to be gentle.
But somebody's not so gentle this Christmas, as the billy club flies through the air and knocks out one of the thugs.
Darn, it's him! Don't hurt me!
In an instant, the mooks are beaten.
He's a hero. You see that guy? The guy didn't even think him. I know. He might not know he dropped me.
Matt reaches over and picks up the little lamb. It swings off.
He knew. Must be hard for him. Be so gentle one moment, be so brutal the next. Must be a fairy collecting man. Listen to me for getting my place. I'm a small, meaningless little toy lamb. Here I go falling in love. Toys could be so foolish. Hey, now I go to a bar?
Matt sits on top of a fire escape and listens.
Why did we go in? We're just 4 years again. He is a covert fellow.
Yeah, what could have been? This was on me, Hugo. Crabs. Sammy's talking to his aunt after striking his dead brother. Never lay a Sam on lyrics. Not today, Miss Blanche.
Any Jack, any gentleman callers? I am expecting a phone call.
Of course. You ever usual? It was during a game show like this one 20 years ago. And finally got the guts to leave my wife. It was the bells. Every time I wanted to play our fight, the bells rang. Finally being there. I had to leave. Well, time to go for moms for this year's dare, Hugo. Maybe by now so forgiven me.
Sure wish the Red Man would stop by this Christmas.
Oh, so that's something. Why don't Ari drink with us tonight? Well, a weird night, though. The devil was in the air.
Oh yeah, remember how beat up Daredevil was?
Hadn't seen in a week. He was all bloody and bandaged. Pretty bad. Boy, was he depressed. Of course, swore he had a broken heart. Never seen such a funk.
But still, gentlemen brought me a drink.
Oh, come on. All these spandex boys got problems, you know.
Boy, do they ever!
Otherwise, they would, be doing what they do.
A few problems when you got all that muscle.
Yeah, that was a devil of a night. After kills his brother Hugo, somehow a fire got started. Only called playing mysterious. Not so bad, brother. Man who wears red like he does, bound to provoke something. Don't get your meaning, something, stranger. Never mind, let me buy you a drink.
He tenses up. Maybe he's heard enough. I wonder about my new friend. All these visitations to a church, a bar. What a sad, strange life he must lead. And now where? It's a home for orphans. Next. Thank you. Next. Thank you.
Matt lands back to the line.
Next. Thank you. Next. Thank you.
Everybody proceeds to leave off a little gift. Until finally, Matt Murdock.
What lovely now. Oh, it's you. How sweet. You're an angel. Thank you. See you next year.
And with that, Matt Murdock swings off into the night. A guardian angel, hidden in a devil's attire.